Guys, we are finally back again for another one on this here BrBpTV. Be real, be positive television, brothers and sisters. Welcome to each and every one of you guys who tuned in to yet another reaction vibrations, guys. You can pretty much hear my voice is a bit rough right now. Why? Because I was belting vocals last night, man. Blessing vocals, man. Vocals was getting blows in karaoke last night, guys. We had fun. Big up to all the UK massives who were in Dominica, who left today. Hope you guys have a safe flight if you've seen this video right there. And of course, if you've seen this video, most likely you have reached your destination. So kudos to each and every one of you guys who have met from the UK recently. And of course, we had a good time last night, brothers and sisters. Anyways, guys, we head into the vibrations. For those of you who don't know, I'm your boy Mr. Lix. And of course, what you've seen on the screen, guys, is the Sahara dust. I actually mentioned this yesterday when I was speaking about in the Mr. Lix reaction channel, guys. I was actually speaking about that very thing, talking about how Sahara dust reaches in the Caribbean from Africa, and we're talking about the Canadian forest fires that is pretty much bringing a lot of smoke down to the United States of America. I think individuals in Atlanta, even onto Atlanta, I know the video I did yesterday was focused on New York and all the smoke that was in the air and stuff, but individuals from Atlanta was also telling me that they see the weather is kind of gloomy and they could smell the smoke scent, which is interesting, how to tell you how small the world is, brothers and sisters. But of course, that is the vibe that we must appreciate. And of course, Mother Nature will do what Mother Nature wants to do. You think you're going to tell the Sahara does not to come? Mother Nature, don't worry, if you know, brothers and sisters. Anyways, if you want to go check that out, the reaction I did yesterday on the whole situation involving the forest fires and New York and the smoke and everything like that, you can definitely check it out on Mr. Lix reaction right there. But of course, if you've seen dust and stuff on your car outside, you know, this is why. It's not the sky is falling and pieces coming from, no, guys. This is actually the Sahara dust that is actually or has made its way into the Caribbean right there. So if you're outside and you open your mouth like that, you know, you might get some dust on your tongue. So keep your tongue inside, all right, brothers and sisters. And of course, with that said, that was actually yesterday, Wednesday 9th. Of course, it's still going to be around and of course depleting as time goes by. Africa is just spreading all over the world. This is one of the reasons I'm guessing why seeds tend to spread all over the world, even though it's rooted in a particular country. Interesting. The wind is going to do what the wind wants to do, and the birds as well will do whatever they want to do in that regard. Mother Nature is that of which what Mother Nature is. Mother Nature. All right. Anyways, you guys get the point. Anyways, guys, yesterday, the same Wednesday, guys, was actually something very interesting right there. And this is, of course, what I'm talking about right there, guys. This was actually on Emu thing 1 year ago on June 7th. Today is June 8th. 1 year ago on June 7th, 2022, 12-year-old Kenisha Eaton went missing and has not been found since that very day right there. As a community and a country, by extension, we were united in our tasks to find Kenisha. But it's interesting that she went missing, and of course a number of other persons went missing as well in that regard, would not found. However, the body of Colonel was found. I was actually invited to that the candlelight ceremony. Unfortunately, I saw that email a bit late on that situation, but I still highlighted it in the reaction right there. So sympathies goes out to the family and friends of Colonel as well as Kenisha. Actually, you know, the father, of course, he's still mind boggled about that, brothers and sisters. Of course, this incident remains etched in our minds, etched in our souls. Etched? I don't think that's a word. But etched in our souls, brothers and sisters. And of course, many will continue to remain hopeful. Seems like the hope is dwindling, but I guess, like I said before, we need to have the hope of a Dominican labor right. If we have the hope of a Dominican labor right, anything is possible, brothers and sisters. So today, we remember Kenisha. Well, yesterday, but today we remember in her as well. And we extend prayers to her family and friends right there. Young one, another young one, brothers and sisters. Another young one. I'm talking about that, guys. Lofty, I believe. Yes, Lofty was on the scene in Waven, and this, of course, is what he had to say in that regard. This is actually from the thing itself, so hopefully the audio is loud enough. Well, I can edit, so. I believe this is the area where the tents were. The tents and everything, and you know.
Okay, let me see. Special greetings, a special welcome to all of you who already locked onto the live proceedings here in the Heights of Warner. Today being the 7th of June 2023.
That was yesterday.
It's not of the best of times that we are gathered here this afternoon. We well remember last year around that time where the very unfortunate news broke that one young child, 12-year-old then, Kenisha Etienne, it was said then that she was abducted by one gentleman.
The bad man.
That story basically unfolded in very bizarre ways.
Boy, I tell you, yes, man.
And up till now, 1 year gone, young Kenisha Etienne is yet to be found.
By the way, the body, from my understanding, is still in the morgue. The body of Kian Alexander is still in the morgue. And there's a number of interesting things in that regard right there when it comes on to you know, that situation. Why the body is still there. I think sometimes you need to listen to lawyers, but hey, it is what it is, brothers and sisters. Let's continue.
A number of twists, a number of turns have occurred in that matter. And when we continue to hear about her very bizarre disappearance, we ask ourselves many questions.
What exactly is going on?
Which go unanswered.
Yep.
And this afternoon, we are here remembering the life, remembering the times that young Kenisha was with us in the flesh. We want to appreciate her life. We also want to beseech all of you guys out there to let not your flame go out as we continue our desperate search for Kenisha.
I think the flame has gone out, I think the flame has gone out here. Because remember, people always in the moment people are always there. But when you see things start dwindling away, they leave it up to the authorities, and the authorities themselves put it aside, and you know. So people just forgetting about things, you know.
Like
very bizarre disappearance. Bizarre like crazy. And not only that, brothers and sisters, I keep mentioning this all the time. The very person that would know where Kenisha is, the police went up in the bush, found him, and shot him dead. They went up in the bush to look for the person that allegedly took her. Well, he took her from the house, but who knows what could have transpired between that time where he took her, maybe handing her off to somebody else, and then going. Who knows what could have happened? But of course, the questioning of that would not matter, because the police went up in the bush to look for him with live ammunition, then said that he was running behind them and had to fire bow. Could not shoot him in his, well, they shot him in his leg and a number of in his stomach region, but that's a whole that's a whole other story right there. I don't want to get into information I don't know. let's just put it out there. I don't know. Let's continue.
Life would have it, anything is possible. And so is in that hope that we congregate here this afternoon with her biological father, some friends and loved ones who will be talking to yours truly live this afternoon as it relates to that very dreaded case.
Okay, let me see if I can fast forward.
Kenisha Etienne. On I walk page. What is your name, sir, and what is why the reason? What is the reason you are here this afternoon?
My name is Francis Carbon from Portsmouth, and I work with Curtis Etienne. We work the same place. And I'm honest to tell you what he went through last year. And knowing this year, he come to really have a memorial that we remember Kenisha. I had to be there to support him. That's my main reason for being here.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. And you have a special duty this afternoon that you'd like to perform as well.
All right, okay. All right.
Go right on.
So I'm going to read something in Psalm 149. It talks about why David trusted God.
Talk to us.
It says, "Oh Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my line down, and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. So there's a lot more to it, but I'll cut it short here. David, he talks about a God omnipotence. God is all-powerful.
Hold on, what is on his shirt? On the 10th hour, on the 7th day, on the 6th month, we remember you.
Sense, he knows all about us, and omnipresent. We cannot hide from God. God is everywhere.
True that.
So in spite of what happened last day,
the wicked people behind the scenes, God is watching, man.
We still have our hope is in God, and the Lord says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And we rest our case in God's hand, because we trust him and believe that he will be victorious for us.
But sometimes, the brothers and sisters, which vengeance could come very fast there. I'm not gonna lie. You're thinking about Kenisha, and a set of things just fly from my mind there, especially when it comes down to the economy of Dominica. The wickedness that men have done. And then you see in various mankind. Oh, the heart of man is deceitfully above all, desperately wicked.
Leave as it will, vengeance is God. Leave as it will, the situation of Kenisha in the Almighty Father's hand. And one day,
okay.
All right.
I know the life starting to pick up, you know. I feel in the momentum, you know.
Etienne, it has been a long while since we spoke, but I'm happy to see that, you know, you're still in high spirits.
Yeah, good spirits.
And you still continue to search for your daughter.
Full energy. Yeah, not one bar of my battery that weekend. So I said that to say to the haters, the investigation just begun. Yes. I doesn't give up. Even if the system giving up, I doesn't give up.
But I personally believe, you see the hope that he has there, I personally believe that Kenisha is not in Dominica, you know. I still to this day believe that she is not in Dominica. Now, I want to keep the hope alive, saying maybe she's gone to meet her mother, but at the same time, a number of persons have gone missing in Dominica throughout Dominica's independence, you know. A number of persons have gone missing, and there has been absolutely no trace at all. None. These people just vanish like they never existed. Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes, brothers and sisters, where they probably taking a few people here and there. Who knows? Who knows, brothers and sisters?
It's a blessing to be here today with my fellow worker and my friends. We came here on one mission, on one purpose, to keep the energy alive, to keep hope still alive, you know. And as I stand here, I could remember last year around that time, you know, the amount of vehicles,
people,
you know, and,
yes.
and
I was just thinking of that day.
Up and down, and people looking, you know, and so on. I could still feel that energy.
But where are they? Where are they now?
You know,
you can still feel the vibe.
Yeah, man. So I still want to thank my people, my fellow Dominicans that came out last year. I know some of them will be here today. Maybe not much like last year, but a few will be here today. And I just want to thank them.
But when he met me, he should have told me this so I could tell the people them. He met me, he said he had something to tell me and so, but you know, he's like, we'll talk, and then, you know, maybe that's what he was wanting to tell me.
You know, and as all they can see, I print some shirts to represent.
Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, let's continue.
I have hopes, as I said. And
let me just zoom in on that
yes.
picture.
I just said what he said, guys.
I want to touch on a deeper note.
But then, before you touch on the deeper note,
yes.
let me just, lots of persons will be asking, how have you been? How have Mr. Curtis Etienne been?
Yeah.
1 year on after the disappearance of your daughter?
Well, during that space of 1 year, I had a lot of dreams of my daughter. You know, a lot of them I was to see her in my vision, but somewhere last month, she spoke to me in spirit. You know, and one thing I could pick up from that little conversation we had in the spiritual realm is she was telling me why they do that to her. Why they do that to her? And it sounds so real. It sounds so real. I woke up from that. And when I realized it was a dream, you know, not just but a spiritual thing, I was angry with myself. I said I should stay more from to here, you know. But it feels so real.
Because I get what he's saying there, you know, guys. Like, you know, why they let this happen to her, but at the same time he also wanted to take her, but he was having some serious problems with the court and the system. And you know, it's just interesting when you listen to his previous interviews with Lofty as well, and you tend to wonder, like, you know, doesn't the system realize, you know, that you are the father and yet still you are still put on the sideboard as a side burner? That's kind of crazy to me, the father. But then again, I think he was saying, you know, give it time, and the time that he was given, during that time, that's when she went missing, you know, or taken.
Feel like she was back in reality. So, you know, but that is what she told me in the spiritual realm. Why did they do that to her? So I find out who is they. They is more than one. So that have my brain, you know, a little processing, and I still asking the Almighty to come back again to communicate with me. You know,
they, like I said before, guys, I don't think it's Kian alone that was there, aka the madman. I don't think it's the madman alone that was involved in. I honestly, my heart of hearts, brothers and sisters, I do not believe that a madman will be so effective in going to hide somebody who they say is not good upstairs, but he goes so effective to hide from trained individuals out there. They bring all kind of helicopter and all kind of thing from overseas, and this guy was so trained that he knew how to hide this girl. Really? I personally think somebody told him to go and get the girl for them. That's what I believe, eh? Well, you can continue and believe what, but that's what I believe. So when he said they, yeah, I think it's more than one too.
Never know. You never know, you know. God have his way. God have his way.
Vengeance is mine, said Jah.
And I know it will not end sad. It will end with a closure.
Closure, yeah. Closure is needed.
I know what I'm talking about. I feel, you know, because the signs is there. You know, even when certain journalists came to the adopted mother and father, they cursed them. They testified that to me themselves, the journalists there.
But I guess sometimes how the journalists can present themselves, you know, some of them journalists not that professional, so they just come on, Baba, did you take her? I mean, so I'm not saying anything on that, but you know, sometimes them journalists just, you know, they themselves don't know what they're doing.
So you know, that alone I have to tell God thank you, because he bringing in clues there. We can balance, we can weigh to see if it really making sense or not. You know, so I give him, the Almighty, the Most High, all the praise, because he that have the fire burning still for my daughter and for the whole country that waiting for closure, and for the 90% of the population of the country that have the same tune, and the heads that control us on the land refuse to go and interrogate the adopted mother and father.
So that's what he wants. He wants them to interrogate them. But I think they probably did though. But then I think that was when he was in the hospital. He was attacked by certain individuals. Unless they themselves are involved, guys. Somewhere, somehow, I have the inclination that this police, or not all the police officers, you know, because I cannot understand or fathom the thought that you're looking for a man to find a girl, and you should be man. That what? Something was wrong there, and most likely the only conclusion I can conclude from this is this was the guy they know last saw him. We need to get rid of him. That's all that's in my head. Want to pretend, guys? Some people want to pretend like nothing is happening in the world. The world is just fine and dandy. Nobody trying to do craziness or corruption. Nothing like. Some people believe that way. And they say the greatest person you should never trust is a government that shows himself or themselves they cannot be trusted, especially when they have been caught in lies upon lies upon lies. How can you trust the whole system when sometimes you realize the system itself is rigged? That's why a lot of people staying quiet, because they realize the system is rigged. Things can just happen. Well, if all you want to be scared, that is all you. Me, I not afraid of no man but God.
You know.
So, Etienne, what is the law telling you in terms of updates?
The law haven't tell me anything.
Nothing.
So to me, I'm not thinking about love land anymore. I think about the Most High. He that going to guide me and many 90% of the population.
That is all you can use, you guys. When the people who said that they're going to look to help you to find some closure or something like that, it just goes silent.
Waiting for closure.
Okay.
Yes.
So based on your recollection, how long ago did the police give you any update
The
as
last,
to what are they doing
no
about
update,
your daughter?
no update, nothing at all. The only thing I did, the same month it happened, the same week, sorry, I went by CID and gave my statement on my own. Nobody didn't call me to do it. I went my own and gave my statement.
So they didn't come for you to ask you any questions or nothing like that. You see, you guys only don't find that fishy.
You know? Because I always know it will be substantial at the end. So I give my statement, I make them documented it, signed it, I signed it, and it is there at CID.
I just find it strange. I just find that strange. That whole thing there was strange, guys. I am very much aware of strange things that has happened in this world. I am very much aware of strange things that has happened. This is definitely one of them.
And that is after that, nothing.
Just like when the president just passed the little boy straight on the road. Well, it's alleged the president. It could be the prime minister, who knows. But one of these individuals passed them straight. Past the little boy, 13 years, little youth on the road, you passing straight past, boy, tell you. You think this one will be, you think the man had to go to the police to give his statement? They don't come, boy, I tell you. Well, you don't find that strange? No? Oh, okay, all right. Maybe it's just me, man.
The only encouragement I get and support is from my fellow Dominicans, like normal people like you, like all of us. You know? But the high rankings, no, nothing.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. They don't care. They don't seem to care. Especially, I remember some time back, and guys, we're talking about the high-ranking individuals. Look at the things that they allow for free. Whereas when the citizens trying to bring in things to at least help their business or something, they have to pay house and land. I remember a girl posted on her Facebook saying, guys, my equipment costs this amount, and I have to pay more for the equipment that are bringing in customs. Yet still, when they're talking about the luxury crafts and all those kind of things, they're coming in. Oh, no fees. Oh, just come and free up yourself. Who exactly are they catering to? Do they care for the little man? I mean, president passing straight, whoop. There's a boy there on the ground. Maybe if he was passing, you could have called somebody and say, hey guys, come through, call the ambulance. Because from the time I heard the incident, I end up rose and come back and I meet the same incident. Could have called and say, hey guys, we need to get this guy flown out or something. Something happens. Use the president, Marquisa. Looking at that incident, the only person that would have known this woman, this little girl, where she was in the first place, if he did anything to her, to at least have some level of closure. If he did anything to her, then they will be able to find out where he hit her. Or if he cannot find her, then we know that there's additional foul play in the works. Because he would be alive today and say, hey, no, that I didn't do it, I gave her to somebody else. Then you understand the motive of why they would like to end the guy if he had to hand her off to somebody else. You understand the motive? That he had to be ended. Because if they had him in custody and they think, where did you put her? And there's no way he could find her where she was, if she was buried or anything like that. You would need to go and find where he did that. But if he didn't do that and handed that to somebody else, there was nowhere you could go and bury. Therefore, the narrative would change to, hey, I handed her off to this person. But no closure is happening to even know if that is a tell you, boy.
If I say yes, they check me, God will punish me. I have to talk the truth.
Yeah.
Nobody. So like my daughter was just what? A piece of stick. I
mean, we've seen the evidence. That just happened the other day. Not the same situation, but the same vibe happened the other day where they're showing that they don't care. I mean, come on, people. All you can't be that blind.
Understand. That is why I know, deep down in my heart, the Most High will deal with that. Things we believe in our heart, deep down in the bed of our heart, the Most High will bring justice. So they can try all kind of zazi moza if they want. It have to be aligned and it have to be settled.
I believe 100% of what he's saying right there, guys. I believe we leave that up to the Most High. The Most High will do do what he does. But sometimes timing is just make it happen now. We just God knows what he's doing here. I tell you because I have no clue. Yeah, boy. Just make it happen now. We have to wait 1, 2, 3 years, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30 years before we get an answer. Really? Well, I don't know. God knows better than me.
And closure will come. I believe. And I doesn't lose that hope. The same way we have hope in the Almighty that one day we will go to heaven.
Well, you have to trust him first, eh? It's not just pop in and say, oh, you know. And even with that study right there, I remember the cross where people want to say you have to live certain lives and this kind of things there and all that. Guys, the most important part is trust in Yeshua, eh? Because when the thief was dying on the cross, he was on the cross, he didn't do nothing else, you know. But say, Father, remember me. And he said, and Yeshua said, today you'll be with me in paradise. Remember when he said that? That's you see, confession with thy mouth. Believe in your heart and confess with thy mouth. You see, simple. But see, people find that so difficult. Eh? That's something else, boy. Human being something else. Eh? Hey.
The same way I hope one day the Most High will bring closure. I doesn't stop.
Your daughter was with adopted parents.
Yes.
What I think I asked you that question already, but it is always worth asking you again.
Yes.
What was or is your relationship with Mr. Preacher and also Miska? What sort of relationship do you guys had back then, in particular when your daughter was with them?
You asked the question already.
Mr. Preacher, no, I didn't have a strong relationship, but Miska, the lady, it was things, she was saying stuff for me, you know, we was neighbors. Right, so that is where we bonded, and when she was in Good Hope, I used to go there, and so on and so forth. But I never really communicated with that preacher man. But I know me and Miska are always communicating on a weekly basis. You know, if she going down in the market on the weekend, I tell her, hey, bring my daughter, and that's how we had that link. And if she had to do something to, you know, make somebody, bring her by somebody for the weekend, she'd always tell me, and we had that communication. But the preacher man, no.
Okay, so you and Miska basically was tighter in terms of the relationship.
Tighter. Because I know her way before, since before I make my daughter, I had my daughter.
Were there any complaints from Miska to you about your daughter?
Yes, the only thing she used to tell me is, oh, she playing part big woman now. So I used to tell her, no man, it's just stages. Maybe she's coming out from the adolescent thing to go into the teens, you know. Mm-hmm. So she's maybe growing little bursts and so on. You know, you have to cope. I used to tell her, you have to cope with my daughter a while because of the changes in her body as she grows, developing, you know. And that is the only, you know, little misbalance we had. Okay. We had concerning my daughter. Not nothing to say serious where, you know, law have to take place. No, not at that time. No.
Okay.
No.
And what about the relationship with you and your daughter now? How, you know?
Well, me and my daughter had a sweet relationship. I can't say nothing. Sweet relationship. Very good relationship.
How often you would speak to her, or she would speak to you?
Well, on a weekly basis, me and my daughter speaking. On a weekly basis, me and my daughter had our conversations. Sometimes she didn't have phone, but most times, sometimes if I don't talk to my daughter this week, it's because I don't get missed call because she's here, phone don't have charge because don't get her current. So I
myself don't know what kind of system they living on there. And my daughter any place that are current, but hey, maybe that's the best person he could get because the mother go missing. Maybe that's the best person he could get to help her.
I used to cope with the situation, you know, cope with it, you know, until it end up in that predicament. You know, until it end up in that predicament. I went to welfare many times, as I always tell you, and welfare hide a lot of things to against me. They used to give Miska money. Is at the end, everything happened. I get into the days to give Miska money. Miska never tell me nothing. You know? So it's at the end I get to know a lot of things she was not telling me. So that is the whole spectrum of it. The whole spectrum. You know?
Okay.
So I am here today, and I will be here since I have life every year on the 7th to bring it back, to bring back memory.
Well, guys, this is where I'm gonna end this one right there. You see, he spewed some interesting information for which, you know, was happening and he was unaware of. You know, his daughter, people getting money for his daughter. I guess they were taking care of her, but at least tell her something. Tell him something now. Tell him something. This is what's going on. Which makes me wonder, especially when he said he went to welfare and they were saying certain things. You know, it's the cyst. It's an, oh my goodness, guys. What are your thoughts, man? My brain is just backfiring like crazy. Sometimes, guys, my brain goes much faster than these physical limitations, man. My brain just shoot. Brothers and sisters. But hey, it is what it is. What are your thoughts, guys, on the whole situation right there? I'll post this link in the video description below so you guys can check out the full thing. This is nothing close to even the full thing right there, brothers and sisters. This is 18 minutes in 1 hour and 14 minutes of this full thing. So you guys can check out the full thing right there. That'll be in the description below. And of course, the previous reaction video will be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. So you guys can definitely check it out right there. Give this video a thumbs up for Kenisha and for this man still standing on the premise of hope, brothers and sisters. Hope for a brighter tomorrow. That of course he'll find some sort of closure, or even knowing that his daughter is alive somewhere. That's what I'm hoping for. That she's alive somewhere else. Maybe she went to meet her mother somewhere else. Who knows? The mother disappeared the same way too. But hey, what do we know, brothers and sisters? Ignorance is truly bliss, not true? We are ignorant of what has actually transpired. And we have only one set of people to blame. The police, who took the very person that would know where this little one is. They ended that trail right there. And I'm supposed to think, oh, nothing's happening, man. Nothing. You went up there in live ammunition. Live, not rubber bullets, you know. Not even a netting. Knowing that he might be a little aggressive and whatnot. But even forgetting that. You know he was not even armed, but they say he had another cutlass or whatnot. But did they even prove that, though? Did they even prove that he had another cutlass? Where he got the other cutlass? Because when the first set of people saw him, he escaped. They were trying to get him. He escaped. And he left the substance that he had behind. The sleeping bag, the cutlass, and I think something else. He left these things behind. So you go in to an unarmed man, allegedly unarmed man, and you have live ammunition, and you don't think we're supposed to think some kind of strange things is happening. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts, guys. Give this video a thumbs up for Kenisha right there, and of course for the father for definitely standing in the gap, regardless of the you know, the system letting him down. The system let him down. Welfare let him down. The police let him down. Guys, what are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. Like I said before, this link will be in the video description below, so you guys definitely check out the full thing. Ready? It's about mistakes on this here BrBpTV. Be real, be positive television.